Hi, everyone. Kelly and Kim with Aging Well Fitness. And today is our Power Circle cooking class where we are cooking recipes that were in the community give out this month. And today I'll be making cauliflower nachos, which was one of the recipes. Another of the recipes was the ultimate vegan queso, which we will need for the cauliflower nachos. And then, Kim, what are you going to be making?
I'm going to make the chocolate peanut butter energy bites.
Okay, sounds delicious. A good dessert. Um, Let me go ahead and get started so that this can be going on while we're talking. Let me change my camera over to the overhead so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have started my water boiling. I'm sorry, it's getting a little cloudy. And then I already have this is one head of cauliflower that I just chopped to be somewhat uniform pieces as much as possible. So I need to carefully, put that in and cook that for 5 minutes. Okay, so we're going to let that boil for 5 minutes to soften the cauliflower. And in the meantime, I can tell you that this was not part of the community recipes, but I did make my own taco seasoning for the nachos. And it consists of chili powder, ground cumin, salt is optional, ground paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, crushed red pepper flakes, and some oregano. And all of these will be available. You can either comment in the comments that you want the recipes, or we'll also try to post a link in the comments so that you can get the recipes. Will we do that, Kim? Can we do that?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but I love Mexican food, love nachos. So this is a healthier alternative and it is so delicious. So cauliflower is very healthy for you because it's a cruciferous vegetable and we need to get those into our diet throughout the day. And we're also going to add in some black beans and tomatoes, red onion, all of the good things that our body needs and without all of the guilt of the fried chips or anything like that.
Well, and
You could,
and all of those things are what really make the nachos anyway. Those toppings, that's the flavor I think that makes it so good.
right. It's kind of like making a black bean burger. So the patty may be different than a, traditional hamburger, but really it's the toppings that make it anyway and give it all of
Absolutely.
the flavor. So I've
I
made
agree.
black rice hamburgers before, and I just do black rice with all of the hamburger toppings, and it tastes just like it. I mean, you would be amazed. So let's get this going. So this needs to cook for 2.5 more minutes, and it just softens it and gets it ready so that it is prepared quickly once we put it into the oven to bake. Okay, so this has been cooking for 5 minutes. So I'm going to remove it for now to just a plate lined with paper towels to absorb some of that water. And this simply softens the florets a bit so we can smash them in order to make a bit of a flatter to make it easier to pick up and eat.
I can't wait to see how you flatten them. I'm intrigued.
And you think that a head of cauliflower is a lot, but once you spread it out on the cookie sheet, it's like, in fact, I prepared two cookie sheets of different sizes because I wasn't quite sure what was going to work the best. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and move this out of the way because I'll be done with it and not need it any longer. I think we'll go with the smaller sheet. That way they'll have more toppings. Okay. So I just lined my cookie sheet with parchment paper. And then I'm going to put these on. And then I'm just simply going to take a uh, it's kind of a heavier glass, and just mash these and they kind of flatten out, but they stay together.
That's what I do when I make my smashed potatoes. So that's really interesting. I'd never thought to do that.
Smashed potatoes and then put into the air fryer.
Yep.
That's really
That is
good.
so good.
One of my favorites.
Well,
Okay,
that looks
so
really
that's
good.
good. Yeah, and it's spread evenly, so I think that's good.
Do you know how
And
big your
then
pan
we're,
is, Kelly?
no, it's just a standard smaller cookie sheet.
Okay,
I could measure and see.
that's okay.
And then we'll top it with the taco seasoning. I'm going to do it with a spoon so I can kind of spread it out evenly. And so the mixture that I made equals that which you would have in a taco seasoning packet. So if you bought the packet instead of making it, you would just use the whole packet.
Is that spice mix that you made, is that very spicy?
Well, only because of the crushed red
Okay,
pepper flakes.
okay.
So, I mean, that could be something that
Yeah,
you omit, if you had small children or whatever eating it.
right. That's why I was
My
asking.
grand girls say, "Is it spicy?" Meaning, is it hot? Okay, so I'm going to pop these in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, and while these are cooking, I'm going to prepare our vegan cheese sauce, our vegan
Awesome.
queso. So this queso resembles to me, I mean, I guess, because I really haven't eaten queso in, over 11 years. So, and obviously my taste and taste buds have changed. But I say this because I would give it to, people that are not plant-based or not vegan. They do eat dairy and they taste it and they're like, I don't even know the difference. So, I mean, that's quite good, I think. And it's because I believe it has green chilies. And so a lot of times when you order it in a restaurant, it does have those little chunks of green chilies in it. So we're just going to throw everything into our cup. I'm going to reserve a couple of spoons of the green chili and not mix it all in so that there are a few chunks of that in the end. So this is a cup and a half of boiled potato. It's just regular, the small, light potatoes.
And did you
So
boil that earlier? Is it hot or cold, or does it matter?
it doesn't matter. In fact, I did this yesterday. So just
That's
to
what I do
be
with my potatoes. I always cook them early and just keep them in the refrigerator because they're so easy to reheat.
right in the air fryer, if you're making fries or like you
Right.
said, smashed potatoes or
Yep.
whatever. So, okay. So I'm going to put in about half of the green chili. And this is just diced green chili mild. And then we need a half of a red pepper. This is not quite half, just simply because this red pepper was so huge. I I took about probably a third of it, and I'll do that just to make it a little easier for it to blend in. Okay, then next we need a teaspoon and a half of lemon juice. This is an extra juicy lemon, so I'm just going to squeeze in half and think that that's probably, I don't know. I think maybe I need to do two. Maybe that wasn't quite as juicy as I thought. So you do both. Okay, and then we need 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and it calls for 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt, which is totally optional, up to you as to whether you include it or not. I need 3/4 of a cup of cashews. You could soak them ahead of time. You don't have to if you have a really high-powered blender, which this one is, and I think it would be fine, but I went ahead and soaked them because it can create a creamier texture when you soak beforehand.
So did you
getting
include
this.
the water or did you just pour the water out?
I drained it
Okay.
just because it was the soaking water.
Okay.
Now I'm actually going to add 3/4 of a cup of water.
Okay.
Okay. And put the lid on this. I have a really full canister, so
So we're going to see what
yeah.
happens.
You know, I've always made it in this and it's been fun, so.
You're so brave.
Okay, so as you can see, the consistency is a little thicker than what I think I need. So I'm going to add in a little more water. I have a half a cup here. I don't think I'm going to add in maybe 1/4 of a cup.
Now,
And
Kelly,
let it blend.
will this make good dressing also for a salad?
Maybe for like a taco top salad, I would
Mm,
think.
okay. Maybe thin down a little bit more.
Right. So let's blend this a little more. Okay. I'm going to stir in the rest of the green chilies.
Is there liquid in that can with the chilies?
There is a little bit.
But
I
you
didn't
leave
try
it?
to drain it.
Okay.
Yes. It is like I said, to me, it tastes so much like regular queso that you would get at the restaurant, but you know, I'm going off of memory, like I said, that's about 11 years old.
Yeah.
So, but like I
Gotcha.
said, my, non-plant-based friends say that it is delicious and good as well. Okay, so our first round of baking, they're out of the oven now, and we're going to top with all of our delicious toppings and then put them back in the oven for about 15 minutes to finish off. So I'm going to top them with, this is 1 can of black beans that I have rinsed and drained. All of the yummy stuff that we need to eat daily. Beans, cruciferous veggies, get our nuts in the queso, and then I'm going to top with a lot of delicious vegetables. And of course, this is to your preference of, what you like. You top it with what you like. This is just, I tried to chop some, pretty veggies that I thought would look nice. So I have some red onion. And the good thing is a lot of people don't like the bite of a fresh cut onion. I personally like it, but I know a lot of people that do not.
I do not.
So, yeah, so when you pop it back in the oven, it takes that bite out of it and softens it up a little bit.
And so if we wanted, like if we preferred, or if we only had pinto beans, that would be a good sub for that. If
Oh,
we didn't have the
absolutely.
black beans, or even a mixture of both would be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have some little cherry tomatoes that I sliced up to be pretty. That will add some pretty color to it.
And we need those tomatoes every day if we can get them.
And then I also have, I'm going to add on my jalapenos too, but then I did chop some green onion and I chopped some cilantro. And I'm going to add that on at the end after I pull it out from the oven for the last time. I don't
What
want to
about
bake those.
what about lettuce? Would lettuce be good to put on at the end before you serve?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
that looks so pretty.
And then here, I found, this is the first time I bought these Hatch nacho sliced jalapenos. I saw them when I was buying the green chilies. They're non-GMO. I don't know. I just thought I'd try them. Have you seen those before?
I have not seen them. Did you get them at HEB?
Yeah, and it would be good if you were like for you, if you're on a
Yes.
trip and you just needed a small amount,
Yeah,
you
that
can
would
use
be
the can
awesome. Yeah.
and you don't have to carry a jar, an
Yeah.
open jar around.
Yeah, and that's what I do. So, or I end up buying a jar when I get somewhere, which would mean I have a whole lot of jars.
Right. So I'm going to put the whole can because we like spicy
That
around
looks
here.
so good.
Okay, so let me pop this back in the oven. We need to cook it for an additional 15 minutes. And when we pull it out, we'll add I guess I should go ahead and add the nacho cheese as well. I guess you wouldn't have to. You could do it when you pull it out but
Or you could
I'll
do
do
it
both.
both.
That's what I was gonna say. I'll do both.
Yeah. Well,
Because
and because
this,
it's a nutritious addition, it won't hurt to do both.
right. Okay, so I'll go that'll probably be enough for the first round. But doesn't that look amazing?
Yeah, that's so pretty. That would be so nice
Okay,
at a party.
absolutely, yes. Yep. Okay, so let me pop this in, and then while we have this in the oven, baking, Kim, you're going to do the energy bites next, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to make some chocolate and peanut butter energy bites. We have a lot of energy bite recipes, but this one seems to be a crowd favorite with just about everybody because who doesn't like chocolate and peanut butter, right? So I'm going to switch my camera. I'm using my KitchenAid food processor to do this. You can do this by hand. I don't really like getting into the sticky peanut butter and the maple syrup like that. So first I'm going to add in 1 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats. And then next, the recipe calls for a half of a cup of ground flaxseed. Well, I only have I'm mixing that with half flaxseed and half chia seed because I didn't have enough flaxseed out. I'm sure I have it in my freezer somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And then I'm going to put in my maple syrup. And I'm going to add the peanut butter. Now, this peanut butter that I'm putting in, I'm going to show you what I use. Um, I I have grandkids a lot. I have grandkids, and then my husband, I call him a big kid because he loves the sweet stuff. But because peanut butter has, let me grab a spoon, because peanut butter, it is so hard to find peanut butter that doesn't have all of the other ingredients in it. So I buy this unsalted, I don't know if you can see that, this unsalted peanut butter from HEB. You can fresh grind it. I know you can also do that at Kroger, but where I'm at, there's just not a whole lot of options. So my go-to is I drive about 45 minutes uh, to my closest HEB. So I've got all those ingredients in, and I'm just going to pulse it. I'm going to pulse it until it gives me a combined dough. And it's going to look something like that.
Guessing that, I don't know what you're adding to yours today, but I'm guessing you could add additional ingredients that meet your taste preference,
Oh,
right? So
absolutely. I have one of my favorite and a crowd favorite is a lemon ginger energy bite. It's very good. But this one, like I said, it's very basic. It has just what I'm going to call household normal. I'm going to add my peanut butter. I mean, my this would not be peanut butter. This would be the chocolate chips. And I normally don't use what all it calls for. Now, before I became whole food plant based, I would use an entire bag of chocolate chips in whatever I was making. It would, to me, it didn't make any sense not to. But I wanted to show you this is a brand that I found at Walmart. It's called the Endangered Species Chocolate, and it's really good. It is very good. Sometimes it's too good, so you don't want
can you
to
can you
have to
turn it around the other way so that the
Yeah,
print is, because it was upside down. So
is it
that way
this
they
way?
would be able to see it. Yes. Okay. So oat milk premium baking. I haven't
Yeah,
seen those before. So
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. The only place I've seen it is at Walmart, and it's really
Okay.
unusual for Walmart um, to have a lot of options that are dairy free. So I'm always excited, and I always try to support those people that have gone through the trouble of of getting us some options out here. So it's very easy to do. I mean, I like to do this with my grandkids. I always get my hands in a little bit of water. You can't see my water. Here we go. Just get my hands in a little water, and I'm using a cookie scoop, and you just scoop it out and roll it up into a ball. I don't know if you can see that.
One thing that I like to add in addition to the chocolate chips are raisins.
Oh, what a good idea. My bunch would like
Yeah.
that too because they
It
really
just gives
like,
it a sweet little bite, you
yeah.
know? And I agree about what you said about the chocolate chips. I mean, a little bit goes a long
It
way.
it really does. And some of my favorite, and I think they are the Joy brand. They have a
Yes.
mini chocolate chip,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
those are
that's what
my
I
favorite.
use.
Yeah, because I like to do pancakes a lot with mine, with my bunch. And when I use those little chocolate chips, I can use less. And oh, look at that! That chocolate chip escaped.
It wants you to eat it.
No, it doesn't. It might want me to, but I'm not. I ran this morning. So anyway, you should get about 20 bites out of this. And I have taken these to just, get-togethers, functions, fellowships, whatever you want to call them, and they're always a favorite. And hopefully we can start spotlighting a couple different options so you can see how versatile. We've got carrot cake, we've got the lemon ginger that I talked about earlier, and that one's really neat because it uses crystallized ginger. So
Mhm.
my husband calls them tongue slapping bites or something like that. It's really funny because the ginger, it catches him off guard every time. So anyway, you just continue to
Those would
make them.
be,
Go ahead.
and I think those would be a great snack for kids, that you don't have, that you can feel good about giving them because of the healthy ingredients that are involved in it.
Yes, and they are all natural ingredients, so
Mhm.
and they love the chocolate. For me, anytime I add chocolate to anything, I can guarantee it's going to be gone. And these freeze
Right.
well, so you could freeze them and then just pull them out whenever you needed them.
I like it. I would need to freeze it because I would want to eat all of them. So, well, thank you for sharing that. Those look delicious.
Absolutely. And I have company coming this weekend, so I don't have to worry that I'm going to be the one eating it.
Okay, so these have been baking for 15 additional minutes and they look amazing and delicious. And I'm going to top them off with a few fresh greens just to make it pop a little bit more. But I mean, this would be great to bring to, a potluck or a
That's what
dinner
I'm
of some
thinking. Hmm.
kind.
Yep.
And they're beautiful. I love cilantro, so can't ever have enough cilantro, in my opinion. It smells good too.
That's my favorite thing about cilantro is how fresh it smells.
Hmm. And you could, instead of me putting more cheese sauce on here, which is what I would like, but some people may not like that. So you could put the cheese sauce in a bowl on the
Mm,
side so
yeah,
people could put more if they
that's a good
wanted
idea.
it. An avocado would be a great addition too, or just chopped
Mm-hmm.
avocado in a bowl. Or if you even bought, you could buy pre-made guacamole at the store
Mm.
and have that on the side too for people to top off with. But there's our cauliflower nachos, and
That
they
looks so
are
good.
delicious and beautiful. So thank you everyone for joining us in our community Power Circle community cooking class today. And we hold these once a month. And we release the recipes at the beginning of the month. And then around the third week of the month, we choose some of those to all hang out with everybody and have, cook together. So thank you for anyone watching or anyone that has joined us. And we will see you next month.
Thanks, Kel.
Thank you.
Okay, and if you'd like to find out more information about who we are and what we do, you can find us on the web at agingwellfitness.com, and you can find us on YouTube under the same name. We hope to hear from you.